Good evening and welcome to NewsHour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas G. There's outrage across India as one of the influential Lingayat seers, Shivamurthy Muruga, who is accused of sexually assaulting 2 minors over a period of 3.5 years, is still not arrested. The BJP, which is at the helm of affairs, is facing the heat for going soft on the accused seer. But why? Because one of the BJP MLAs rushed to meet the pontiff of the mud. G.H. Tipareddy says that he has been visiting the mud since childhood and that the allegations are still not proven against Shivamurthy Muruga. Listen in.
Yes. See, from childhood I am following this mutt. So it is my duty to come and meet Swamiji.
You're also the elected representative of
Yes,
the constituency. What
yeah.
about the children? If the complaints are true, that means the children are subject to sexual abuse in this particular month.
That it will take take its own course. If they are really guilty, then I never spoke in favor of Swamiji or anybody else. See, unless it is proved, I cannot say anything.
Even seers from different mutts came out in support of the accused seer. They say that once acquitted of all charges, Shivamurthy Muruga will take the Sri Muruga mutt to greater heights. But when Times Now asked them about a question on the safety of the victims, they chose to evade questions. Listen in.
ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ತನಿಖೆ ನಡೀತಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಇವಾಗ 2 ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪನೂ ಸತ್ಯ ಇದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸುಮಾರು ಮಕ್ಕಳದ್ದು ಜೀವನದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ನೀವು ಸುಮಾರು ಮಠದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿರೋದು, ನೀವು ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾಳಜಿ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾತಾಡೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
ತನಿಖೆ ನಡೀತಿದೆ, ನ್ಯಾಯ ತೀರ್ಪು ಭದ್ರಾಗಣ ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿಸಿ.
But what came as an embarrassment for the BJP is that its own MLC, Vishwanath, questioned the state government as to why the arrest hasn't happened yet. So is the state government going soft on the seer considering the political heft of the Lingayat community?
ಬಟ್ ಪೋಕ್ಸೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪಾದಿತಲ್ಲ, ಅಪರಾಧಿ ಅಂತಲೇ ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 24 ಗಂಟೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅಪರಾಧಿಯನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕಾನೂನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಯಾವ ಅನುಸಂಧಾನಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ನಡೆಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಾವು ರಾಜಕೀಯಸ್ಥರು ಇವತ್ತು ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರವೇಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ SP? ವಾಟ್ ದ ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್? ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರು.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And for more on the story, we have with us Pravina Nisargi, who's a lawyer and activist. Also with us is Rahul Easwar. He's an activist as well. Brajesh Kalapa is a senior advocate. Joining us also is Ehtesham Hashmi, lawyer. Yogita is an activist also joining us on the broadcast. Pravina Nisargi, let me start with you, madam, because you are a senior lawyer. You have also been associated with the State Women's Commission. Why is it that this seer should not be arrested? He is an accused in POCSO, and the laws very clearly state that the person can be arrested by the police. They have the powers to do so, but it appears that for the past 48 hours they've been dragging their feet, unfortunately.
If the law requires, he has to be arrested. But the question is, the procedure has to be followed. Have they not followed the procedure here? They have been doing it sincerely from day one, starting from the registration of the case and FIR in Nazarabad in Mysore. Then thereafter, transferred to Chitradurga, which has the jurisdiction court. After coming to Chitradurga court, statements of these victims have been recorded in the presence of that institution and CWC members. After that, medical examination has been done in accordance with law. After the medical examination, spot inspection measure has been drawn. After that, today, 164 statements have been recorded of the victims till about 8:30 or so. It was going on for 5 hours. In the meantime, police are not kept quiet. They have issued a notice to the accused, Swamiji, under section 41A. Law requires a notice to be issued and they have issued. Now the inquiry is going on. Here are 2 cases. One is a complaint given by the victim. Another case, abduction of these very victims given by the warden, stating that how they have been taken away and how these.
Well, they complained to an NGO and the NGO has further taken the process. But ma'am, I don't want to get into that specific. me come into one simple point. You said that everything is happening as per law and everything is happening as per procedure. So, but there are 2 or 3 glaring violations of procedure in my view as a common man and my understanding of the law. How is it possible that when the Mahajar is done at the spot, you have not just a victim statement being recorded by the CWC, but also the fact that the accused is present in that very premises? How is it possible? He's such an influential person. Can he not influence witnesses? Can he not destroy evidence?
Will you hear me? I am the accused. I am standing in. It's my mutt. It is my mutt and I'm there. They have called me and I'm there. They have not told me to go. I am here. It is not that the murder was taken in his presence.
So why is the police not arresting him? That is the question.
Hear me. Murder taken place about the spot where the incident have taken place. Is it the case of the police or any other person that the accused were present at the place? It is not.
Ma'am, he is within the premises. This is absolutely bizarre that a person who is accused of a crime, he is the head of that particular institution, he is present within the premises.
I will give sir a topography. If you know, you wouldn't have asked this question. 3rd floor is the accused presence room. There is the ground floor, 1st floor, 2nd floor. Above that, he is not there.
Pravina Nesargi, it does not matter whether he is on the ground, 1st or 3rd floor. It is the principle that we are arguing. The principle of an accused present on the same premises. Let me get in some of the other activists on this. Ehtesham Hashmi, is it acceptable to you? Is it acceptable to you that an accused is present? It may be on a different floor and it doesn't really matter. It is the principle of an accused being present within the same premises of which he incidentally is the head, and the same time the Mahajar happens over there. Have you seen another POCSO case where the police take so long to arrest the accused?
Actually, it's a matter of gravest shame for all of us. Recently, I have heard that news that he is saying to his devotees that no need to fear. And I am pretty sure about it that central government and state government are trying very hard to protect this rapist in Bhagwa-clad rapist. And few devotees and few political ministers, few senior officers in central government is trying to
okay, he's an alleged rapist, but that doesn't change the gravity of the crime. That does not change the gravity of the crime or the charges that he is facing, please.
Please take strict action against this.
Alleged. You can't use the word rapist.
Listen, ma'am. I am not here to listen to your views. Listen,
no, it's a debate. We have to listen to each other's views and we have to discuss them. Let's not. One second. Let me just get into this. Let me be very clear. Ehtesham Hashmi, I don't want to make it into a political debate for the simple reason. 1 second, please, calm down. Just let me say one thing at the outset. Ehtesham Hashmi, just 1 second. Hold on to your thoughts. Neither the Congress nor the JDS have come to demand action. That shows you how powerful this person is. Because at the end of the day, in an election here in Karnataka, everybody is worried about their votes. Whether it is Amit Shah, whether it's Rahul Gandhi, whoever are the political leaders even of the JDS, etc., who want to meet this individual in the past, all they are concerned about at the end of the day are their votes. And that is why they do not want to see justice delivered, or they are being so soft, or the demands for justice being delivered for the victims in this particular case. And therefore, Ehtesham Hashmi, my question to you is, let's stick to the law and the precedent in POCSO. Has there been a case where such accused with such grave charges against them have been let or allowed to walk free for such a long period of time? And can they not influence the case and the witnesses in it?
You want me to answer?
As you know,
question for
better than
Ehtesham
me,
Hashmi.
that we have all witnessed that there are so many Bhagwa-clad rapists. We have seen that they have committed various serious offences like Narayan Sai, Asaram Bapu, Gurmeet Ram Rahim, and
I don't think, sir. I don't think there are definitely godmen or seers who have been accused of extremely grave crimes. Let's not stick to only one religion, please.
He is the head of Mutt, and there are. Please let me complete. There are plenty of evidence against this seer of this Mutt, but still police is trying to protect him. He is very much available in the Mutt, in that premises. Still police is just standing as a personal security guard of that Mutt, and instead of making arrest instead of putting him behind bars. Police is just watching this whole brutal incident as a mute spectator.
Okay.
And central government minister and state government CM is directly involved in protecting this kind of accused.
All right.
I am requesting the government of India and state
Top
government,
political leaders are protecting this man, Rahul Easwar. It's a very, very grave charge. And the only reason that charge holds out. Yes, it is a fact that Congress and JDS have also not condemned this, but it is also a fact that B.S. Yediyurappa, the former chief minister, is on record saying, I'm sure he'll be proved innocent. Now, what is that if not a clear sign or a clear dog whistle to everybody that here is a person who's innocent?
First, two submissions. First of all, let us be legally correct in this. He is only an alleged rapist.
Yes.
Let us not use provocative words like
Correct.
rapist for a very respected Seer. And second point, he is respected not because of his vote bank, but because of his good nature, peaceful nature, and the great amount of service he has done for the state, not only for the Lingayat community. That's the reason why, cutting across political spectrum, people respect him, people give him regards. And this is the reason why people are suspicious of
Mr. Hashmi, 1 second. You made your point, sir. There are others also who want to make the point. Please, let's not do this. One at a time.
Please at least
Rahul
have the
Easwar.
courtesy to listen to others. Just one more submission. That's the reason why this particular Lingayat Seer, who's a very revered man across political spectrum, and people really respect him for the great work he has done. So let us not jump the gun. We have seen many false cases. Delhi High Court Justice Prasad, 2021 August, pointed out that there is an alarming increase in the rate of false rape cases. And Delhi Women's Commission back in 2014 pointed out that nearly 53.7% of the cases are fake
But
cases,
Rahul
or false
Easwar,
rape cases. We don't know whether it is right
but
or wrong.
Rahul Easwar,
We don't know whether this
but
particular
Rahul
case
Easwar,
is right
is that
or
why the
wrong.
police is
So
not
let us
arresting him?
not jump the gun. Let us
Is
be
that why the
patient.
police is not arresting him? Rahul Easwar, there are genuine cases also of rape, and there are convicted godmen from Asaram to Ram Rahim, and we all know the history of that. And what the convictions, what the court said about how heinous those crimes were, because it is also a betrayal of trust of a person who's supposed to be a protector turned a predator. Let's not get into that debate. Let me bring in Yogita now, since you made this point of fake cases.
To kidnap Sita, that doesn't mean Bhagwa is bad. Ravan came thousands of years ago in a Bhagwa-clad cloth to kidnap Sita Mata. That doesn't mean everyone who is wearing a Bhagwa is a wrong thing.
No.
Whether it is a Christian,
I'm
Hindu or Muslim,
saying such crimes do not know any religion. They happen beyond religion. They happen beyond ideology. But the fact is, over here, it appears that the system is trying to protect someone who's very powerful. Yogita Abhyana. Yogita Abhyana. Yogita Abhyana. Is the system colluding to protect a powerful man?
People, when the system not protected such people, initially even Ram Rahim, initially even Asaram, initially every person who in the garb of become as a god man, everybody tries to protect because they are a very big vote bank. They are known for their good work. They do, but under the garb they actually molest the girls. So I'm nobody to judge. He's an accused right now, but at the same time, as per POCSO law, if this was applied to any other lay person, that person would have been booked. He is using his influence, and I'm quoting it on your channel. It has been used by other Swami in Haridwar, Mr. Pane Pandya. I know the girl, I met that girl, and she came out and said she was abused. But when there was a time given, he bought the time and influenced the girl. Now girl is saying, no, I was not raped. Now the activist who was trying to help is in jail. So this will happen, and this will be the fate of this case also. He will try to intimidate the
Shocking.
and kind of capture the girls, and they are poor people. They will get kind of under his whatever influence, and this will not be the case which should be.
This is exactly the question that I was asking Rahul. There is a precedent. There is a precedent. Yogita is telling us of a god man who has actually gotten the person who was the activist. The action has been taken against that individual instead of the perpetrator of the crime. So there is a precedent of this happening, because at the end of the day, the victims are from extremely poor background. They will not be able to withstand this kind of political pressure if it comes down on them. And that is why it is incumbent on the police, it is incumbent on the National Commission for Women, it is incumbent on the Ministry of Women and Child Development to come out and articulate their position on this. Unfortunately, in the case of this powerful godman, that's not happening.
It's not happening because he's a good man, appreciated by one and all,
and also
irrespective of the parties, caste, religion. That is the greatness of this man.
Madam,
not a single, I am just telling you, you can't compare Asaram or other persons with the great man.
Ma'am, there were similar defenses for Asaram and for Mr. Ram Rahim in the beginning. That is exactly what Yogita told us. And Prabla Nesargi.
We are in the local. We know. What is happening?
No, he is respected. I'm not denying that. He is respected and nobody denies that, Prabla Nesargi. But there are some serious questions over here. Let me bring in Rajesh Kalapa on that point. Rajesh Kalapa, you know, we have, for instance, now Mr. A.H. Vishwanath, who is from the BJP himself, coming out and demanding action. He says, and this is Mr. Vishwanath, I'm quoting his statement today, under POCSO, it's necessary to assume that he has committed the crime. Therefore, within 24 hours, the government, the police department should have acted and arrested him. Everything is clear in POCSO. There is no ambiguity. So we politicians who made these laws must not interfere and dilute the case. What is the SP and the Home Minister doing? This is not Congress. This is not JDS. This is a BJP leader, Mr. Vishwanath, saying this. Rajesh Kalapa.
See, Madhav, insofar as what Vishwanath has said, Vishwanath appears to be a disgruntled BJP leader. Not that I am with the BJP or I am with the Congress. As you know, I belong to no political party. But one thing is unassailable, that the Muruga Mutt is a highly respected mutt in Karnataka, and not just by the Lingayat community, but by all communities across the board. One. Two is that this year is 67 years old, right? And, you know, insofar as Guru Ram Rahim is concerned, I've been Additional Advocate General of Haryana, right? So at that time, one would hear whispers that, no, this guy is not of good character and so on and so forth. Now, even insofar as Asaram is concerned, we would hear whispers, even from Gujarat, even from Delhi, we would hear that, you know, things are not all right. But insofar as the Muruga Mutt is concerned, there is not even a whisper, one. Two is that he's 67 years old, and if there had been some stories in the past, something would have certainly emerged here and there. I have personally not heard anything. I have not heard of anybody who has heard anything. One. Two is that he is undoubtedly a person of great reputation and great, status. Now, when that is concerned, there is a ex-MLC, a politician who has gone and joined the mutt, right? And this kind of creates a little bit of a doubt in everybody's mind, because there is some kind of a power tussle, and that power tussle is clear. It's clear to everybody in Karnataka that there is an extraordinary power tussle taking place, and that power tussle perhaps is the reason why these allegations have been made. I'm not saying that these allegations are completely false. I'm not going to say that, you know, these allegations ought to be denied, so on and so forth. But if the Seer is actually fully cooperating with the investigation, where is the need to take him into custody?
So, Brajesh Kalapa, we've been hearing these conspiracy theories about a power tussle within the mud for the last 48 hours. There is not a shred of evidence to prove that someone else has planted this or has concocted this entire episode. There is nothing to prove that. So, we have to go by the law of the land. You're a lawyer. Why should POCSO not be upheld? Why should the sections which have been pressed into action over here, why should they not? Why should the police not go ahead and take action?
No, for this reason, Madhav, that one, the individual is fully cooperating. It's not that he's not cooperating. And there is nobody who's saying that the investigation is mollycoddling him and that, the things are not going according to...
Obviously, if he's not been arrested, what else will people say? Yogita,
no. See,
it's not correct to say he's being mollycoddled. It's not correct to say he's been mollycoddled. He's a respected, well-known person. He's cooperating with the investigation. Therefore, there's no need for arrest. Please respond to Brajesh Kalapa.
No, I would not place too much of importance on arrest, because even Guru...
Not at all. I mean, the POCSO is above everything. POCSO is to protect our children from sexual violence, and it is above any other law in the country. You need to respect that. If a child below 18 has gone to the police station and registered the FIR, call that person. And that person has to be there, no matter who is that person, has to definitely join the investigation. If he is not he is not guilty, he'll be free. But if he is running away from this, I'm sure there is something very fishy about it. If he must be a God man, who cares? If he has done this act, he better go to jail. If he has not done it, come and prove it. Onus is on him. The laws are made like that. Our great Prime Minister gave this law to protect the children, to respect that law. POCSO is above everything, no matter who is that person.
Ma'am,
Rahul Easwar, why should the law not apply equally to every citizen? Are some citizens above the law?
No, nobody is above the law. But please remember, truth is above every law. Truth is beyond technicalities of every law. And the truth here should come out. And importance should be given to truth. And only when the truth is proved. Otherwise, we have seen the misuse of POCSO. We have seen courts lamenting that POCSO is misused in such a gross way. And there have been many people who have been punished in a wrong way. And courts even recently have gone to the extent of saying, had CCTV not been there in a school, at least 8 people of the school would have undergone prosecution. So please remember, it is not the technicality of law.
Rahul Easwar, may I ask you a simple question, sir? May I ask you a simple question? How will the truth in any case be known if the accused is not picked up by the police and interrogated? Can you please explain that to me? Why has he not been interrogated so far?
The Chief Minister has ensured fair investigation.
Why has he not been even interrogated, leave alone arrested? He has not even been interrogated.
He is already cooperating. He is already communicating to police. He is already cooperating. See, many people simply want to defame the mud. Many people simply want to demonize the mud. And even if he is proved innocent, do you know what they will do?
Sir, it is not a question of demonizing any mud. It is a question of justice for these girls who have complained. Because today we seem to have just forgotten the plight of these girls. They are minors. Pravina Nesargi, is it your case that these 2 minor girls are lying?
There should be protection given. According to law, there should be
protection. These 2 minor girls who have approached the police, who have complained at great personal risk of their reputation, of their physical well-being. Pravina Nesargi, after fighting for women's rights all your life, are you saying these 2 young girls are lying?
And it should also
One second, question for Pravina Nesargi.
Every one of us are responsible for the well-being of the children. So as the minors and the girls, we are not saying that they should not be taken care of. All that we are telling you in the background of the case, in this particular case, these very girls escaped 2 months back. Gate pass was taken, stating that they are going to their home. Not gone to their home, and they have parents. One of them has got father, other has got both parents.
And in spite of which, why are you becoming a judge?
Please hear me, madam.
Let the judge do his duty. Let judge decide.
Please hear me.
You are not a judge. You will not decide the fate of this case. You will not judge the girls. You will not say who's lying, who's not. Let the judge decide. Let the court decide. Why the courts are there then? Demolish the courts then.
Luckily, God saved. If you were the courts are there. Happened. God has saved.
Your people should go and abolish the courts.
Please hear me. What happens in what? They come to Bangalore 2 months back.
Don't protect somebody whom you are not even sure about. Let the court decide.
Take them to Kangarpet police station. They inquire, why you have come to Bangalore? They say, no, we were tortured by the warden, so we have come back. Then they say, whom we have to contact, where do you want to go back? Then the girls say, the right...
You know, Pravina Nesargi,
no one was there.
What I find very shocking today, and I want a quick closing comment from Ehtesham Hashmi. Ehtesham Hashmi, what appears to be happening is victim shaming today. I could never believe that this could ever happen in a POCSO case. Unfortunately, we've actually come here.
As a lawyer of Supreme Court of India, as a citizen of India, it's a matter of shame for me that today I am witnessing this kind of events. In POCSO cases, arrest is immediate and without any delay. But this is a special case in which I am seeing that government is trying to protect this accused. It will set up a wrong precedent. Whether he is a glorified saint, or he is very rich, or he is very senior. Or
well, it doesn't matter. The law should apply unequivocally for all. Unfortunately, in this particular case, what we are saying is that across political lines, no political party is willing to speak up for the victims. The victims are being shamed, and these are minors we're talking about. Is this the future that we want for children of this country? We just leave it for our viewers to decide. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen.